This is probably going to be the worst video production I have done so far. I hope you guys pardon me. I'm not going to talk that much, but as you can see here, I'm editing this video you're about to watch, and in it, I will mention that at some point my camera stopped recording. Um, I thought that I got them fixed, and then it stopped again. But the second time, it took me like probably like a couple of minutes before I realized that it stopped recording. So as I am editing the video now, almost the very end of the video is like gone, like nothing recorded. So um, I hope you guys pardon me, and I hope you enjoy the little footage that I have about the images that we're going to be talking about. What's up, guys? Hope you all are having an amazing day. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some few photos that I took a few days ago, and it is a part 2 of a video that I did previously, which is shooting PORTRA 400 at night. The first time that I took these photos, honestly, I didn't know much about taking photos at night. I didn't know much about film. I didn't know there is something called reciprocity. Hold on, let me check. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I have an app that I use for that. Reciprocity timer. Okay, so I didn't know that there was something called reciprocity where the film, I think it loses sensitivity to light, and so instead of, let's say, 2 seconds, you make your exposure 3 seconds. So I didn't know all of this, and when I came to realize this, or after I have learned all of this, I wanted to give myself a second try as to the photos that I'm going to be able to make. At that point, I thought I took some incredible photos, but looking back at it and recent the photos that I have taken that I'm about to show you guys, personally I can see some improvements. Like I said, back then I didn't know that at night when you're shooting long exposure, you have to compensate for this losing the sensitivity of the film and stuff like that. So the first one I shot PORTRA, I think 400, I could be wrong, maybe 800, but I think it was 400. Yeah, I'm sure 400. And then this time I shot the same thing because I wanted to see how much improvement that I have made. So I shot my Hasselblad 500cm, my trusty Hasselblad 500cm with the 80mm lens that I've borrowed from my friend Dave. I went on 5 scenes. 5 scenes, took 12 photos, obviously, because that's what the Hasselblad 6x6 will give you. I wish I had more time to explore around and take some different photos. I wish it wasn't that cold. I don't know why I waited till when it's getting very cold to do this, but we're going to get into the photos, and I have them here open on my computer, and we're just going to take a look at them. This is the first photo that I took. It's called Wonder Bread. It's a bread factory, obviously by the name, and I've been wanting to photograph this sign for a long time, and I thought to start this night scene, it was going to be a really good idea to go there at sunset and then take photos as it get dark. When the lights of it comes on, there are like neon lights in between the letters, and if they come on, it's gonna make it look really cool. So with this, I exposed for the letters, and then when I exposed for it, I think I dropped the exposure down a little bit by a second or so I can get it, so I don't blow up the highlights. Even though with PORTRA it's good when you give it more light, or when you overexpose it a little bit. So I took 3 photos at the location. I was waiting for the light to come on, but they never turn on the light. And then also, like I said, it was getting very cold, so I couldn't wait all those hours just waiting for them to turn on the light. And also, I wanted to explore more and take some more photos. So in these first Wonder Bread photos, I took this, which I thought came out pretty well. Maybe I could have done much better with the composition, with the exposure, but like I said, this is my second time, and I'm sure as time goes on, when I improve much better, and I still will go back and take this photo because I want to take it when the neon lights are on. So after I took this shot, I kind of was not trusting my instincts, and like, I don't know, I just wanted to take it again. So I went ahead, and then this time I kind of put it into silhouette a little bit, so that you can see that the sunset that was like shining through. If you look through the letters here, you can see those orange light, yellow sunlight hitting on the inner side of it. So I put it in silhouette, and honestly, it wasn't the intention of putting it in the silhouette, but I wanted it kind of a little bit detailed in the shadow, but then also not as bright as the first one. So I don't remember what exposure. Maybe somebody said I should start writing it down. Maybe I really should start writing it down so I can share them when I talk about images like this. So I took that shot, and then I came and took this shot, and then I wanted to see if I can get another composition, like another dimension of it. And so I moved my tripod a little bit to the left. I was literally like down below, right where I'm standing. There are like, this is a car park, so there is cars all over. And then a little bit to the left, to the right here, there are trees and buildings, and then to the left here there are trees. So this is basically the exposure you will get, unless you are like going to put your tripod on top of a car, and to get a different composition or something like that. So I went ahead and switched where I was standing, came a little bit to my left, and then got this shot. And I really like this one, because like the other shot where I was saying I wanted a little bit of details and stuff in it, and also to capture the sunset, the last image that I took, I feel like made justice, because you can see those sun that is hitting the inner side or the inner part of the letters, and then also exposing for the neon or the inside of the letters a little bit, for you to see that the details in them, and then also get that shine on the poles here. So I wish these power lines weren't in it, but that's all I could get. And I think even though I wanted it to be more graphic and they are there, I don't want to take them out as well, so I just left it there, and that is what I get. So hopefully when I go back, I don't know when, but I will definitely go back and then make sure, and I don't know if I'll make video about that, but I will definitely go back, and if I do, you guys will probably see it on my Instagram at the Film Digits, and I'll post it on there. Go back and get the neon lights on. Hopefully they are not broken and they are working. So yeah, that was the photo at the Wonder Bread. Let me know what you guys think about the photos and the shots that I got. So the next one is a church that I've been wanting to photograph for a while. Now this church, I honestly have no idea how I'm going to compose it. It's a very pretty cool building, but anytime I walk past it, and I've walked past it several times, but anytime I walk past it, I just wanna make sure I'm getting like a good like composition, and I don't know, maybe it's not a good subject to photograph, but I just wanted to try. And as you guys are seeing right here, there was a ton of highlight, like ton of light. There's these small lights down here that were beaming like white light on the building, obviously to make it exposed at night, which also was making it very difficult to get a very good exposure, because if you expose for those highlights, then the shadows goes black, you can't see anything. And then when you expose for the shadows, then the whole building is blown out. So it was very, very tricky. I think what I did was I exposed for the highlight, and then I extended the time a little bit so that the shadows can have a little bit of details in them. So I took this shot, and then I took another one, and this time, like I said, I exposed, I think, more of the highlights. So the shadows, if between this and the first one that I showed, you can tell that there was more shadow details in the first one, which than this one. And even though in post I have brought the highlights down in both images so much, but yeah, that is what I got. Not the best image that I've taken of this building, but hopefully as I walk past it one day, I will get a very great idea of composition to go back and photograph it. But as for now, this is what we get. So moving on to the next photo, this is my favorite photo of all night. I have photographed this place several times and I never get tired of it. And so when I thought of doing this night photo shoot, it obviously was on my mind to go there and photograph it. I wish there was rain. It did rain a little bit, but that was like later before I went out to shoot, so the rain was dried up. I wish there was rain so the neon red light on here on the tarmac would be like very, like, you know, cinematic. But this is what I got. I like the composition. There was a drain over here to the bottom right that if I bring it in, it makes the photo very nice composed, because you get a very like long foreground that leads you into the North Market sign. But I didn't like it to be in there, so I raised my camera up a little bit so that I can cut it off, and then be able to also like straighten my vertical lines. So I'm very, very happy with this shot. All right, guys. My camera battery just died whilst I was recording, so I hope that it didn't die or the camera didn't stop recording long before I realized it. But anyway, like I was saying, this is what I got. I like this image. I like it's very well exposed, and the composition, this is what I could come up with. Like I said, I wish this first table here and chair was here instead, and then it's leading into that, but it's kind of leading you away from the scene instead of taking you in, even though you have to like follow all the way, and then it brings you all the way here to see the dream big. So that is what I got. I don't want this video to be that long, so we move on to the next photo, which is one of my favorite signs in Columbus. This Dispatch, Ohio Greatest Home Newspaper sign. I photograph it too quite often, and obviously I wanted to photograph it again this night. So with this also, I wish it wasn't that pitch black. I wish that the sky was a little bit has a little bit of light in there. This was also a pretty much difficult scene to expose for, because I wanted some details on the building, and if you expose for the neon sign, then you are, you know, putting the whole building or this side of the building in shadow. And then if you exposed for the building or this side, then you are blowing the highlights. So what I did was, I think around here, I figured that it was my middle gray, technical speaking. So I meted for this right here, and so it was blowing the neon sign, the dispatch sign out a little bit, but that was okay because, on a safe mode, I know I was shooting PORTRA, and it was going to be able to handle that. And what I love about this photo is the glow that is on the thing. Makes me feel like this photo looks like it was taken on a Zine Still 800T, which I've never shot before, but recently I've had some interest in it and I really want to try it out, especially for some portrait scenes that I'm going to. Tomorrow I'm recording this video on Friday. Tomorrow I'm doing a shoot that I'm pretty excited about. I can't wait for you guys to see it, and I was wishing that I had Zine Still 800T to use for that shoot, but it's very scarce to find. But today I'll go to the camera shop and see if I'll be able to find it, which reminds me, I have to go and get some film because I don't have any color film in the house. So yeah, this is what I got. If you go straight on to the building, there is like the Ohio, is it the government building or something right opposite it? If you go right there and shoot straight on, I don't know. There are some flags in front of the building that I kind of didn't want it to be there. And then also, if I had a different lens, because if I go stand right there, then I'm cutting off some of the, because I wanted these flags down here to show. So if I go straight on, then I'll cut off the flags, and then if I go back, then I'm having the flags that is like standing in front of the other building to coming in. So I went off to the side and I was able to get both the flags and the building and everything in. Not the greatest composition. I kind of put the dispatch Ohio sign in a little bit, shifted to the right, off-centered. The left side is just like, but yep, this is what I got. I will definitely also go back and photograph it when there is a sunset and there's actually like some lights in the sky. So moving on to the next scene, which is also a place that I photographed whilst we were doing the Instax wide video, and I love this building. I'd never paid attention to it until that day, and ever since I'm like, I need to go back and make some photos, which I'm still gonna go. So I went there, wanted to recreate some of the photos that I took on the Instax wide I was about to say Polaroid, but Instax wide 300. So with this, I love this composition. I really do love this composition. I think this is my best and favorite composition of the night. Not my favorite photo of the night, but favorite composition of the night. I like that I have these two on the sides, and then the door right in the middle, and the stairs leading you with this line that leads you into there. Again, it's at night. The lights was a little bit tricky, but I love the composition that I got. And I also took another photo and a little bit off to the side. And so I wish this light that is beaming here in the upper left wasn't there, but I couldn't. I tried so many times to get rid of it, but I didn't also want just this side in the photo, because I could have just used here and then cut off this whole thing. But also cutting it off, I didn't like the way it was looking, so I just kind of like went for it. So the night was getting pretty dark. It was getting pretty cold. My wife was driving me around whilst I was taking this photo, and she had to work in the morning, so we had to hurry up, or I had to hurry up and then come home. So I moved a little bit back, and then I got this photo, which I wish I could get my camera a little bit higher than the angle that I am, because it looks like I'm shooting top to it, which I wish there was a way I could shoot like a little bit straight onto it. That would have made a very interesting composition, but I didn't, and this is what I got. Now if you look in the bottom here, these windows, as soon as I was done taking this photo and got in the car, my wife told me they turn on those lights in the windows, and I'm like, man. But it's what I got. I hate these highlights that are on the building, but again, it's there for them to show you details in the building and to also put some light on the building. But I don't know, maybe if I would probably go in the day and take the photos, because by then the lights wasn't on. But this photo was to shoot portrait photos at night, so this is what I got. Now the very last photo honestly surprised me, because first of all, it was a very tricky scene as well. I have one, so there's a street light here to the right, and there's a street light here to the left, and then down here was me with my eye, it was pitch black, and I wanted to expose, I don't know, like I wanted to have this whole thing showing so you could read everything that is on here, and also be able to see some details down here. So I use my phone app for light meter on my phone. I use an actual light meter. I spent probably like 10-15 minutes on this photo, just trying to make sure I'm reading the light well. On the very last photo, what I was saying was the scene was very tricky, so I made sure I got the readings very well. I used my phone, my actual light meter, did a couple of readings, and then decided on which one I was going to go with that will expose the scene very well. But I was pretty surprised by the results that I got. I didn't know I was going to get that much detail in the shadows as well at all. So that was a great photo. So anyway, I'm a little bit bummed out about this video because of the camera not recording and just shutting off and all of that. And it's also a pretty long video, so I hope if you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. But anyway, if you made it this far and you've not subscribed to, please hit that subscribe button. I have something very interesting video coming up probably in the next coming weeks or so. I can't really tell when, but I have something very interesting coming. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this video. If you like to follow me on my Instagram, it's kboatin_street, or if you like to see where these photos will be posted, it will be on my color account, which is the Film Digits. So thank you guys for watching. I'll cut to the rest of the video, probably talking about my zine. Oh man, the camera stopped recording again. Anyway, maybe I'm talking too much. But yeah, the zine is available, and I have reduced the price till the end of the month. So if you would like to have one for yourself, link is going to be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. But until then, go hit the streets. Be safe out there. Create some beautiful photos and share with us all. And you don't forget, always create to inspire. See you guys in the next video.